It's Mercury retrograde, and it's coming back from the past to be revisited, reevaluated. Are we giving this person or the situation another chance, or are we scrapping it all together? We're going to dive in and find out. Hi, y'all. Welcome back for another channeled message of what Spirit wants you to know right now. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're turning star family, how you doing? It's your girl, Lady Leo. We're going to dive into the energies. Be sure to hit the like button so you can dive into the energies with me. First off, we're going to cleanse and set the space, call in spirit. All right. And like I said, we are looking at this Mercury retrograde since it is officially there. I'm just trying to get this lit, y'all. Hi, y'all. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. What's going on? Hey. Thanks for the love. I'm sending all that love and light back to you, Tom's 10. There we go. We got a good burn. So not a whole lot of resistance, which is good. I like that. We're flowing. There we go. Cleanse your energy. Good juju for you. Cleanse my energy. Good juju for me. We're going to protect real quick. I do got my Dragon's Blood Sage, which is a little bit extra protection. Cleanse, or let's protect real quick. Let's pause. Hi, y'all. Hi, friends. What's going on? Welcome. So those of you that don't know anything about what Mercury retrograde is, this one's a big one. It's very intense, especially when it comes to relationships. So that's what the biggest focus is going to be on. But we're going to look at some other situations too, because this is a chance for you to reevaluate, revisit, realign, refocus on your path, on what it is that you want to achieve. Protect your energy. Good juju for you. Protect my energy. Good juju for me. Thank you, Spirit. And let's call in Spirit together real quick. By the way, everything that I do is infused with Holy Fire Reiki. If that's something that it is that you want to accept, Spirit, I'm open and willing to receive. If not, Spirit, I respectfully decline. It's not that big of a deal, okay? It can't hurt you. All right, Spirit. God, Source, Universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, council of light, ascended masters, and all other benevolent beings of light of the third heaven and higher. I ask that you should send a holy, divine, white light of protection to our space, our energy, and this stream from any outside negative energies, entities, and it is not allowed here. Spirit, I ask that you aid, guide, and support me in channeling the best and highest messages for the collective during this time spoke to be. Thank you, Spirit. All right, y'all, here we go. Hey, dang, y'all. Send all that love and light back to you, Tom's 10. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me raise the vibration. 222 on the clock. Dang. All right, so Mercury retrograde. Like I said, this one's very, very intense, especially when it has to do with relationships, specifically long-term relationships. So those of you that have been wondering, do I give this person another chance? Do I give this another shot? This is the time period where we're kind of testing that out and seeing, is this worth our while? Is this worth the effort? Okay, so let's start off with the Moonology deck. These are just simple messages, just kind of see what's here, what's in the energy. Just kind of quick to the point. We'll go back and clarify, and then we'll dig in deeper. Hi, y'all. What's going on? Welcome. Let me say hello. Who's in here? Tanning Garak, Sarah, 205, The Real Lady, Shadi Rob. Hi, Monica. How you doing, love? Hi, Latoya, Morpho77, Messina. You up late, girl? I'm always up late. I'm always up late. It's the only time I can get anything done is when everybody else is asleep. Hi, honey. Top 1. It's like, I felt that. Hi, Massive Exposure, Anthony. What's going on? Nia, Dr. Nydia, Sylvie, Owo, Mary Helen. What's going on? Oh, I see royalty in the chat. What's going on? Chosen Fam, Evelyn, Thomas, Raymond, CVD. Well, hey, I see. Fire. I see you, Instagram. Hi, V. Hi, Wealth. Top Dog. What's going on, y'all? Kissa, Midia, Dream, Rex. What's going on? Welcome. Okay, here we go. Best and highest messages here. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? Starting off with what's just in the energy here for this Mercury retrograde. Hi, Bugs. What's going on? Welcome. Clarence. All right. Doing a lot better since the reading. That is so good. I'm so glad to hear that. Your right ear is plugged. Hi, Meat for Wine. How you doing, sweetheart? Grasshopper. All right, what's just in the energy? Hi, Todd. Best and highest message spirit. Oh, they're flying right out, y'all. Goodness gracious. Okay, starting off with luck is on your side. So luck is on your side with whatever this is. Open up to change. Reveal what needs to be seen. Talk less, feel more. Hi, Jane. What's going on, Jane? Hi, Neil. Believe in the impossible. I like that. And new moon in Taurus, know your worth. Okay, so let me read it back, and then we're going to clarify these with this other deck here. Luck is on your side. Open up to change. Reveal what needs to be seen. Talk less, feel more. Believe in the impossible. Know your worth. All right, Spirit. Best and highest messages here. Tell me about luck is on your side. Tell me about luck is on your side. Dang, we're getting comments filtered already, and we're just getting started. Is it that intense? Goodness gracious. Lovely day, Jane. Inspire. Luck is on your side. So find things to keep you inspired, okay? Don't let the negativity, the stress bog you down. Right? Y'all know what it is that I say here. I actually learned this from Mel Robbins, right? We don't just have motivation show up for us, right? That's something we got to go in and dig out. It's not easy to stay motivated, right? Hi, Dolce. How you doing, love? Hi, Brown Sugar. Let's be honest. Hey. And all that love and light back to you times 10. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me raise the vibration. All right, give me one more, Spirit. Luck is on your side. Inspire. Consume. Yeah, don't be consumed by this stress, by setbacks, by delays, by obstacles being thrown your way, okay? Stay inspired because luck is on your side. Tell me about open up to change. Hi, Ella. What's going on, sweetheart? Hi, Nicole. Michael, Kim. Thank you for being here. Hi, Angela. Nico. Tell me about open up to change. Woo! Y'all, these are flying out. Intention. Open up to change. What are your intentions? Okay, somebody made me jealous of you. Got jellyfish on that card. Somebody jelly. And deal. Yeah, we got some icky-ish here. Some toxicity. Tell me, give me one more, Spirit. Give me one more. Where's the shiesty energy here? What is this? Determination. So there could be, sometimes this shiesty energy comes from self, okay? So if you feel like this is you, if you're getting in your own way, what keeps you determined, okay? For others of you, there's someone here that's determined to keep you from being aligned with what your intentions are, okay? Do not give in to some sort of fear or anger or those lower vibrational emotions and frequencies. All right, tell me about reveal what needs to be seen. Reveal what needs to be seen. What is this? Hi, Chocolate. Hi, Crystal. Find God. I have found God, love. God lives within all of us. Hi, Trefo. Hi, Topsy. Hi, Ethan. How you doing, love? Protect. Reveal what needs to be seen. So there's something here that you need to protect. What else? Tell me more. Hi, Rita. Hey. Believe. Reveal what needs to be seen. You need to protect what it is that you believe in, okay? Don't let other people, outside circumstances, opinions, criticism sway you from what it is that you know to be true, what it is that you believe in. Believe in yourself. Believe in what it is that you're creating. See that spider web right there? That's about creation. You are fertile. Know that. Own it. Claim it. All right. What else? Hi, Brian. How you doing, Brian? Hi, Mike. Crystal. How y'all doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey, thanks for all the love. I'm sending all the love like back to you. Tom's 10. Victory. Talk less, feel more. You will have a victory. All right, so there's something here about feeling it more than talking about it. All right. So also, there's something about focus. Staying focused on something. Believe in the no, let's look at one more. Give me one more. Talk less, feel more. Victory. You will have a victory. Wisdom. Yes, trust in your own wisdom and what it is that you know to be true. I've already said that once. There's a lot of redundancy coming out here with this. But also, this is an owl on this card. Okay, so know it, right? This is something that's through blood and through bone. It was here before you, and it lives through you, okay? Talk less, feel more. Tell me about believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. Rebirth. Again, right? Something's being revisited, rebirthed, rehashed, realigned, a refocus here. We have trust. Trust in yourself. Believe in the impossible and hunt. All right, so this hunt energy, there's a hawk here. It's Sagittarian, okay? So there's, again, with this focused intention. Something about insight, clarity, being laser focused on something. I'm getting a lot about this like focused on a target, on an end point, on an end goal. Believe in the impossible. All right, tell me about know your worth. Tell me about know your worth. Freedom. You have more freedom when you know your worth, right? When we're not letting other people, other circumstances put worth on us, okay? Sometimes that's what it is that we feel like we have to offer. Sometimes that we get caught up in our productivity, those sorts of things. We have patience. Be patient with the timeline. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the situation. You're exactly where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. You're right on time, okay? So know your worth. Give me one more. Give me one more, Spirit. Best and highest messages here. Hi, Pamela. Yes, this is collective. Adaptation. You have the knowledge, the insight, the wisdom to adapt and overcome all of the situations that are thrown your way, okay? All right. We've got trick at the bottom of the deck, okay? Don't let others trick you out of things. Don't trick yourself out of your own spot, okay? Put it where it fits. Don't make it fit. If you're new, I'll give you my little spiel. I read masculine energy as he, feminine energy as she. I can say it happened yesterday, but it hasn't happened yet. You know your situation better than I do. You put your peoples and your timelines where they go. Don't force storylines and perspectives to fit your own personal life journey. Okay? Take what resonates and leave the rest behind for somebody else. There may be one message in it for you, boo-boo, or the whole dang reading may be yours. Use your own discernment. We're on our woke shit over here. Not the new age woke shit, the ancient woke shit. If you know, you know. You picking up what I'm throwing down? All right. Let's see. Where are we going with this Mercury retrograde? Like I said, we're going to focus a little bit more on relationships with this one. Just because it's heavy in the energy. There's a lot of major cycles that are closing out during this time with the transits that it is that we're feeling. The most questions that it is that I've been getting lately during this shadow, the pre-shadow state, is do I give this person another chance? Is this person coming back to me? You know, specifically those that are in long-term committed relationships have been getting a lot of those questions too. Do I go through with a divorce? Do I reinstate my marriage? You know, those sorts of things. So let's see what it is that we got going on with that. All right, Spirit, where are we starting off at? Let's do this work your light deck, or this light seers deck. Best and highest messages here. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? By the way, I do have personals open if you're interested in getting in line. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at Lady Leo Spiritual. We've got 2 currently in line for minis. It's $11 for a mini, $22 for career, $33 for love, $44 for extended, okay? All right, Spirit. Best and highest messages here. Tell me about relationships. Hey, thank you. Send all that one like back to you, times 10. All right. What's your energy? What's your energy? The King of Wands. Whoo! Wait, dang. Looking good, smelling good, feeling good. All that in a bag of chips. Visionary leader. Carving your own way. Confident, empowered. Not taking no for an answer on what it is that you desire. Here we go again with like laser focus. Look at the eyes on this guy right here. Like he knows what he wants. He's got the torch. He's holding it. He's going for it. He's got his ancestors, the lion, confidence, bravery, courage, right? Standing behind him here. What else, Spirit? Give me some more. Tell me about this. What's your energy? Relationships have been crazy. Hi, Dahlia. How you doing, love? Hi, Josh. Hi, Tracy. The Penny Diva. 233. Welcome. Tell me about this, Spirit. What's your energy? 7 of Wands. Okay. Wow. A lot about determination here, but this is also where you're protecting yourself, protecting your energy, right? We first started this stream, we call it in spirit, we protected ourselves here. That's what this is. It's like your little bubble, okay? This is about confidence too, okay? That's the solar plexus chakra, right? And it's yellow. This is about how you show up in social circles. This is about what it is that gives you confidence. It's about your interests, okay? With all these wands showing up here, this is where you're, if you cannot treat me with love, respect, and kindness, if you can't help protect my peace, protect what it is that I'm working on, right, then no access denied. You're not allowed in. You can't afford access into my energy during this time, okay? There's a lot about this determination showing up here. Ooh, know your value, know your worth when it comes to this relationship, this connection, okay? Give me one more. What's your energy? What's your energy? Whoo! Be careful about coming from a place of fear or needing to control the outcomes of certain situations, all right? When we overly have that need to control the outcome of things or control every single detail of the situation, right? That's where I think that's coming from a place of fear. We're not being faithful in what it is that we're invested into. Does that make sense? Some of y'all are dealing with this toxic energy, okay? So make sure that in whatever relationship this is to you, that you're not coming from a place of codependency to the point where it's drowning, it's draining the energy, okay? Because that can be really toxic. And there could be like really great potential in certain relationships when we get caught up in that codependency where we feel the need for someone else to give us all the validation that it is, right? That can be really draining to that connection, okay? It's not an equal give and take type of thing. We get caught up in that. Again, with this Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Having fertility. Make sure that we're having fertile connections. Not necessarily like actual physical fertility. Okay, I just mean it can grow. You can grow together. All right, Spirit. Tell me about this toxic ish. What is this, Spirit? What is this? Best and highest messages here. The Two of Pentacles. This is about getting priorities in order, okay? Because there's an imbalance showing up here in whatever connection this is to you. So yes, all right, if this is a relationship where you're giving up your own morals, you're giving up what it is that you're invested into as like your goals, all right, your own interests, if you're constantly sacrificing these things to show up in this relationship, that's a red flag. That's no bueno, okay? You still got to have your own set of things going on here. You can't get wrapped up so much of your identity in whatever this connection or this person is to you, okay? That can be very toxic. And again, like I said, it's off balance. It throws things off balance. Now, this could be the other person in this energy. And a lot of times, as hard as it is to hear, it's usually both. It's usually both parties. Okay, Spirit. What's influencing your energy? Crush, boo-boo. If you don't like it, why are you in here? Like, there's no need for you to come in here and, like, just pee on everybody else's, vibes. That's so low vibrational. Like, if you don't like it, scroll up, exit out. Like, why be here? Because Because I need to get off. Well, why am I successful? I have a really good reputation for what it is that I do. If I'm not doing nothing, then like I'm irritating you at some point. I love what I do. I get a lot of fulfillment out of what I do. I'm successful at it. Maybe you're just jealous. Go get your own box, boo-boo. Best and highest messages here. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? Tell me, Spirit. All right, what's influencing this energy? Again, the Lovers, yes. Okay, this is about intense connections and relationships. Okay. A lot of times, these connections that we get into, whether they're karmic, divine, whatever label you want to put on it, most of the time, these relationships are mirrors to us, okay? It mirrors to us what it is that we need to be spotlighted, okay? Whether that's positive things and negative things, right? There's also a lot of yin and yang energy here too. Then we have the Eight of Swords. So getting caught up in the headspace, right? Illusions, distractions, stress, anxiety. But look, okay, you're not stuck in this energy. This, again, like I said, this is just an illusion. You see here, she's not all caught up. Only in the mirror. Only in the mirror is she all tied up like that. So something about paralysis by analysis. Y'all, that is what I'm feeling too lately. Okay, I was just talking to somebody about this. Let me turn this down. It's kind of a little bit more distracting than it's supposed to be. Okay. You can consume so much information about relationships and things like that, right? Where you start overanalyzing the whole freaking connection, right? Am I texting them too fast? Am I giving up too much too quick? Am I investing, am I investing enough? Am I investing too little? What do I say to respond to this? Does this make me sound needy? It's like you get caught up in all this ish that it ends up, again, it's like it suffocates the natural flow of the relationship. I was just talking to somebody about that. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be in romantic relationships. This is anybody, right? Especially when we have things like emotions or even finances. This is going to be in like business too. Do I trust this person? Am I giving too much information to this person? Am I doing too much work? Or am I letting them take too much credit? It's like you end up overanalyzing it to the point where it's like you don't make any moves at all. So there's that. Yeah. Taking a blind leap of faith towards whatever this connection is. All right. Sometimes too, Mercury retrograde comes around because it's like we're getting ready to close out a certain type of cycle. Now, sometimes that means we start a new cycle with a past person, with somebody that you've already been in connection with. Sometimes it means that we're wrapping that up and we're come to the finality, the final decision that, okay, this isn't working and we're going to walk away. And we're going to walk away and go in a separate direction. What's influencing this energy? What's influencing this? Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Send all that love and light back to you times 10. Hi, Mike. Guy says, we love you, Mary. Keep on shining. Were you just saying that too? All right. Mary Helen. Jules says, you're awesome. You're doing great. Elizabeth says, and collected with that person. Mary Helen says, ignore him. That's jealousy at the end. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I love you to the moon and back. Thanks for the follows, the shares. Thanks for liking. Thanks for being here. Thanks for engaging. Okay, best and highest messages here. What's the situation? What's the situation? Ace of Pentacles. So again, with this growth, this abundance. All right. Now, using our own discernment when it comes to connections. All right. This is where we have to take a good hard look at ourselves and see, are we having the boundaries that it is that we need in certain connections? Sometimes when we don't have our boundaries in place and we're not firm on those boundaries, it can block blessings, right? Now, when we do have boundaries that are set in place and they're strong, and the other person also has boundaries and they're firm on those, okay, that can actually be a lot of potential for growth. Both of you recognize your worth. Both of you are already focused on your own goals and aspirations, right? And then there's a shared interest. There's that mutual connection between the two. And that's what keeps the harmony and the flow going. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Why is this the situation? Elizabeth, if you want to, you can get in line for a personal reading. Hi, Melly. Hi, Nix Fox. How you doing, sweetheart? Hi, Bella. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. I just said that you need to use your own discernment. All right, there may be some sort of confusion, a lot of distractions here, or there's just a lot of different situations, options that are presenting themselves to you, okay? You could be just getting caught up emotionally in everything that it is that's going on, okay? There is a need to kind of isolate for a minute. Sit with yourself. How is this making you feel? Is this in alignment with your beliefs? Is it in alignment with your goals, with your path? Those sorts of things, okay? This is also in a traditional tarot deck. We've got the actual hermit standing here with his staff, and he's got a lantern, right? As I walk through the shadow of valley of death, I fear no evil, okay? So there's some sort of situation here that it is, you feel like you're walking through the dark, you know, but really you're not alone. So there's no need to get caught up in the state of fear, okay? Listen to yourself. Sometimes we're pushed into the darkness, so we go in and find that inner light, and we're not listening to everybody else, right? Like I said, we get caught up in sometimes with all the information that we take in, with what everybody else is saying, you know. It's like my whole feed on my platforms is like, I get doom scrolling, right? It's got this, it'll have like a feminine coach on there, a relationship coach, and she's just all like, you know, screw men, we don't need them, they drain us, you know, stay focused on your goals. And then you'll have a male coach come on, and they're talking about you need to pour everything into your masculine, right? And it's kind of like, well, which one is it? Right? It's like everybody else's opinion and advice and input and experiences, right? And it can just get too much sometimes when you're just constantly taking it all in. So there is a message here of sit with yourself. What do you want? How's this making you feel? Is this in alignment with you and where you're going and what you want and all those things, you know? That's your favorite Bible verse. All right, Spirit. What's the challenge? What's the challenge here? Getting in your head. Okay, some of these people that are coming back from the past are in an energy of desperation, and they will say and do whatever it takes just to be in your energy, just to hear from you, just to have your attention. Okay, for some of us, this is where we're feeling defeated from it all. It's just so much, it's just too much noise, like I just said, that it's like it has us feeling just defeated. It's just like, oh God, I can't take it anymore. This is giving me a headache. Tell me about the Five of Swords. Tell me about the Five of Swords. Yeah, do I stay or do I go? Do I stay or do I go now? Hi, Lee. How you doing, sweetheart? Richard, thank you. Temperance. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. A lot of us, these long-term relationships that we've been in, maybe you're on a break, okay? Maybe there was a fight. Maybe it's just all up in the air. Maybe it's like the Facebook status is complicated. You're in and you're out, okay? There is potential for reconciliation here. The challenge is, are you and the other party involved going to do the healing work? What does that look like? For some people, that's actual therapy, intensive therapy. For others, it's doing the work on your own, as in like shadow work, okay? Maybe you don't have like a professional therapist that you go to, okay? Maybe you're doing your own workbook. Maybe you're working on cognitive behavioral therapy or something like that, okay? Not necessarily, I'm not a doctor, do your own research, right? But temperance is where we find balance in the situation, where we're patient, where we give grace to ourselves and to others. It's about forgiveness, you know? It's about balancing that masculine and feminine energy, the yin and the yang. This is also my St. Michael card. Okay, so you're being protected. St. Michael in all four corners, or whatever your equivalent to St. Michael energy is, all right? Nine of Pentacles. Moving slow. Taking it slow. Okay, not rushing the process. So if this is a situation where you're wanting to heal with this person and move forward, understand that this is not something that's just going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks, okay? These codependencies, these toxic ways of being, whether it comes from you, the other person, or both, right? Those patterns, those cycles that we get caught up in, that didn't just take place overnight, right? It took a longer time for those programs to be put in place. So we have to go within and really dig deep, and that takes a lot of time and effort. So if you're willing to do it and the other person's willing to do it, there is a lot of potential for healing and growth. Now, there's a lot of times we can be in alignment with the divine counterpart and they're in karmic energy. They have us in karmic energy. Does that make sense? Doesn't mean that it's not divine. It doesn't mean that there's not potential, there's not real love there just because this person's acting like a whole asshole. Or maybe they have you in an energy where you're acting like the asshole. Or maybe just you're being an asshole to each other. You know, it just means that there's still karmic cycles. There's that deep work that needs to be done there. Right? It's still in that state, in that cycle, in that pattern. All right. The Six of Pentacles is wanting to come out. Y'all know this is the perfect card to show y'all. It's got to be equal give and take when it comes to these connections here, right? When we get caught up in the me, right, we're blocking the energetic flow. And the same with the other party, when it's just all about them and they're just trying to take, you know, or they can even be in an energy of overgiving, right? It mucks up the energetic flow of the connection. Okay, I'm going to put this back in the deck since it didn't come all the way out. What's in the current energy? What's in the current energy? The Star. The Eight of Pentacles. Give me one more. Give me one more. Best and highest messages here. Like never going back. That's okay. That's okay. Some people are not meant to be with that person. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is about healing. It's about faith. It's about rejuvenation, evolution, miracles. So something that you prayed for is on the way, right? You're receiving it. You're getting it. A wish fulfillment here. Because you've been focused on what it is that you intend to do. You've been focused on creating something here. Laser focused. Again, I said that with that King of Pentacles or the King of Wands at the beginning of this reading. Okay. There is a lot of different ways that someone is learning about themselves, learning how to do better. It's kind of giving me like self-development things, right? So I'm not sure if this is you doing research here. It could be the other person involved. But this has the wheel turning in your favor on whatever you want the outcome to be, whether you want to heal with this person or not. But there's a risk here. For some of y'all, that's a risk to go in a different direction. For others of you, that's a risk to see if you can, you know, take this relationship to new heights, a new level of intimacy that you didn't feel before, you know, letting your guard down. Maybe this person's letting their guard down. All right. Give me just a few more here. What about the current energy? The Knight of Wands. Really going after fearlessly what it is that you desire. Okay. Best and highest message here, Spirit. What's the energy coming towards you? Hi, Tatuela. Hi, Mary Jane. How you doing, love? Blessed be. All right. Never going back an opportunity and opportunities from years back. Hi, Rosanna Speaks. How you doing, sweetheart? Dang, look at the VIP in the chat. How you doing? Hey, I'm sending all that love and light back to you times 10. Thank y'all for being here. 10.6K likes. I'm so grateful for y'all. All right, Spirit. Energy coming towards you. What's the energy coming towards you? Justice. So some of y'all are getting ready to split like a divorce law in order, okay? For others of you, this is about relationships, connections, and decisions that are being made, okay? We're cutting through the crap. There's something that's being exposed, coming to light. Does that make sense? Oh, I just heard something about there's two sides to the coin. There's two sides to the coin. First, okay, so for some of y'all, you are making a decision to hear somebody out. Tell me about justice. You have court next week. Did I barely start? I'm kind of sort of getting started, just getting started. Hi, Tess. How you doing, Tess? Hi, Monique. What's going on, Monique? Thanks for reposting. I appreciate that. The Six of Swords. Some of you are making a decision to move into calmer waters with this person. For others of you, you're cutting cords and you're moving into a state of peace for yourself. Cloaked in protection now. Okay. Look at that red cloak right there. God, source, universe is leading you. Whatever that looks like for you. You got your angels, ancestors, and spirit guides surrounding you. A lot about this protection energy. What's the energy coming towards you? Hi, Richie. Hi, Humble. Hi, Mona. Coco. This is specific. Energy coming towards you. Dang. Three of Pentacles. It's about skill sets, collaborations. Okay. Either some of you are working on being in this, like physically being in a relationship with this person. So this could be like living with them or just being around them more often if you've been in separation. For others of you, this is you just working on you. You're just focused on your own self. Okay, there's no right or wrong. Again, you got to use your own discernment on your situation on which one is your path. You're getting into alignment with what's best for you. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition. Okay, what is your intuition? That gut feeling. Four of Cups. Some of you are rejecting somebody. Yeah, the Fool in reverse. Some of you are rejecting somebody because they never poured back into you. For others of you, you're learning about expecting too much from somebody, okay? So those of you that have been caught up in that codependency where you kind of like get your value, like you get your self-worth like based off what someone else is giving to you in the moment. Like maybe even the mood, your mood is based off how this person's treating you or what it is that they're giving you in the moment. You know, it's like you're learning how to not do that. You're learning how to look at yourself and be confident and grounded and stable in yourself. You don't need to get it from external sources. Okay, that's a big one. Good for you. All right, Spirit, best and highest messages here. What's influencing this energy? What's influencing this energy? Investing. This is about toil and labor. This is about the effort you're putting into something. Again, either way, whether you decide to take this person back and start new, okay, or you go off on your own and you're starting a whole new cycle, a whole new journey, okay, a whole new path, right? It's not going to happen overnight. This person is literally watching this grow from seed, you know, and things don't just sprout overnight. It takes time for it to grow. This person's gone in and eliminated all the toxins out of this garden, right? And that's why this is able to be fruitful and to grow the way that it is. So there's something here about that. That's what brings you to ultimate happiness, this ultimate state of peace, of joy, especially in connections. All right, best and highest messages here, Spirit. I think we're about to swap decks. We're going to get this person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions for you. We'll see a little bit about the past and see what happened in the past. What deck are we going to? So use this kitty cat deck. Hey, thanks for all the love, y'all. I'm sending all that little light back to you times 10. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right, Spirit. Tell me about the overall energy of the person on your mind. Tell me about the person on your mind. The 10 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. This person is definitely seeing your value and your worth. They're honoring some sort of accomplishments or, you know, the growth that it is that you've had. Now, this person's also recognizing the burdens that are here. Now, this person could be having to carry all these burdens on their own. If you're somebody that carried a lot of emotional or even if it's physical responsibilities in this relationship, okay? For example, let's just say you lived with this person, or you were married to this person. All right, put a word fit, don't make it fit. And you were having to pull most of the weight in the relationship. You know, it's a lot like that. This person's seeing a lot of what it is that you really did do in this connection here. For some of you, this person left you carrying all the burdens, you know, and you're honoring your own value and your own worth. Tell me more about this person. How does this person present themselves? How is this person? Hi, y'all. How you doing? Welcome. You feel like that's you? Okay, they're presenting themselves as a chariot. For some of y'all, this person ghosted your ass. For others of you, this is this person injured. Okay, I don't know if you told this person off and it hurt their ego, all right? Or maybe it's just that they're having to eat their own ego to come towards you, okay? But this is about traveling, making a choice to travel, to make some movement towards you. All right, what's the situation with this person? What's the situation with this person? The Star and the Wheel of Fortune. This person wishes, hopes, and prays for things to work out. They want things to work in their favor when it comes to you. What's the challenge when it comes to this person? What's the challenge here? We've got the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. The challenge is this person doesn't know how to take action here. All right, this person may be confused on how to, you know, get from where they're at to where it is that they feel like they need to be. Whether that's emotionally or physically, maybe even financially. This person's having a hard time with patience, okay? And Knight of Swords, the ambition to do something. Okay, so it's like, all right, you know when you've gone through a breakup or just a break in general, or you're like reinstating a connection that was like, it was almost like done and over, right? Or even it could have been all the way done and over, and you revisit it, right? And it's like you jump in so fast that you end up doing the same thing that you did before. Whatever this connection is, if you choose to heal it and to give this person another chance, or to give it another chance, just the connection in general, all right, it's important to have patience and not do the things the same way that you did last time, because it's just going to be more of the same. So it sees like for this person, they're really being challenged on how to take action because of it's like there's a lot of impatience here. This person's like wanting to like just jump in and just pick up where y'all left off, and that's no bueno. It's not going to work. It's just more of the same. All right, Spirit, best and highest messages. All right, what's this person's thoughts? What's this person's thoughts of you? What's this person's thoughts of you? The Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. Juggled. Okay. This person's feeling like there's an imbalance in this. This person may feel like or think or view you as getting your priorities in order. They're seeing you as being very stern, very disconnected, very detached, very assertive and direct in the way that you're communicating, okay? It's like you ain't playing no games this time. This person feels like if they came towards you right now, they're about to get an earful. And then we have the Eight of Cups. This person feels like you've just walked away from draining situations, okay? So there's a lot of intelligence showing up here too, right? Queen of Swords is in a very logical state. She collects the data. She's very patient and observant before that's why she is the way that she is, okay? When she's giving direct and assertiveness, like she knows what the deal is. She's not with the mind games or the okie doke. She's collected the data. You know, like when you go to ask somebody something and you already know what the answer is and you're asking them just to see what they say. This is her. She already knows what it is. So you better be coming with some sort of truth and serious, right? So male or female, however that resonates with you, okay? 8 of Cups. So this person knows if they come in with some sort of ish, that you go and turn around and walk away. You know? Hi, Mark. How you doing, Mark? Hi, Narita. Welcome. All right, Spirit. That's too funny. This person already knows what the deal is. Maybe this person's just, you know, fucked around and found out too many times. All right, Spirit. Tell me about this. How does this person think about this connection? How does this person think about this connection? The High Priestess and the Page of Swords. All right, this person may feel very spiritually connected to you, okay? This person's trying to use their intuition. However, this person's definitely spying on you. All right, so if you're posting on social media, this person's definitely going, stalking your ass there. What did you post? You know how you know? Is when you start talking to this person, they're like, yeah, I saw this, this, and this on your profile. You know, that's your confirmation. This person's been watching you the whole time, trying to gain intel and insight about where your head is at. Who are you seeing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? This person may feel like very spiritually connected or led to you. Give me one more. How does this person feel about this connection? How does this person feel about this? Thanks for the love, y'all. Send all that love and light back to you times 10. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for helping me raise the vibration. How does this person think about this connection? The Empress. Wow. Male or female, this person sees this as very abundant, as growing, or it has a lot of potential for growth, for fertility. That's crazy. The Empress. It's one of the best cards in the deck. This person sees you as commitment material, with the Empress showing up. All right, tell me about this person, Spirit. How does this person feel about this connection? How does this person feel about this connection? The 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and Justice. Woo! I don't know what that noise was, but thank you. Send all that love and light back to you times 10. I don't know what that funky noise was that came on there. That's cool, though. Thank you. The 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and Justice. So how do they feel about this connection? They're stuck in their head. They're not sure what to do. Paralysis by analysis, right? We talked about this earlier because this also showed up in your energy. This paralysis by analysis. Okay, but you see she's getting caught up in looking in the mirror. This kitty cat's getting wrapped up in its own yarn. Okay, so this person's like overthinking this so much about the person that they have a lot of love for. Okay, there's a lot of emotions here, all right, or how to nurture this. This person is getting caught up in their head on how to nurture this connection, all right? We have Justice showing up here. So something about rebalance, all right? This person may want to face their judgment with you. This person may want to come forth and expose the truth. Hey, thank you for the Night Star. Send a little light back to you, Thompson. Hi, I am Kat Vincent. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you, Chic Singer. I appreciate that. Tell me about Justice. Tell me about Justice. There's a lot about decisions being made. Wow. This person is trying to do the work here. Okay. This person's never going to be perfect. Okay. You're never going to be perfect. But this person seems like whoever this is I'm picking up on. All right. This person's doing the inner work here. Personal development. To let go of some sort of toxic attachment styles or toxicity that they have within themselves. Fear-based emotions, belief systems. Tell me about the Devil in reverse. Yeah, this person could have been very manipulative, okay, or deceptive. Now, whoever's reading this is, the person that I'm picking up on here, this person is changing. They're working on changing. Like I said earlier, though, this is a slow process. This isn't something that happens overnight, okay? So this is a lot of therapy sessions. This is a lot of working in the workbook, a shadow work, whatever that is, you know, a lot of learning and applying, a lot of trial and error. Okay, so this is like one of those intense, I'm getting a ringing in my right ear. If this is one of those connections where it's off and on, it's for like really toxic. Okay, there could have been like other options, third party bullshit. Okay, this person's trying to learn how to not be in that energy. Okay, how does that even happen in the first place, right? With these third parties. How can someone love you and hurt you so badly, right? In some situations, this person didn't do it to you to hurt you intentionally, all right? You were collateral damage, as shitty as that is. Sometimes people get caught up in that need for validation. It's an addiction. Almost like how somebody gets addicted to, you know, substances, drinking or other things, right? So for some of y'all, this person's putting forth some effort here. Now, is it enough? It could be too little, too late. You know, they may be having to be their new healed selves with somebody else, right? You've never experienced that version of this person. But for the other of you that want it, I mean, there's potential. This person's showing up like they're trying. All right, Spirit. Best and highest messages here. How does this person feel about this connection? How do they feel about this connection? Runs in his family. Hi, Bissole. Hi, Air Mama. I can't wait anymore. I'm so done. Big cheater. 5 more heart me's for live goal. Hey, thank y'all. I'm sending all that love and light back to you. Times 10. Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. Yeah, I'm happy for him to finally grow, but I would not take him back. Hi, Allison. Thank you for liking the live, y'all. Okay. Hi, Mandy. How you doing, Mandy? The 6 of Swords. Hey, thank you again. Send all the love and light back to you. Times 10. All right, 6 of Swords. They feel like they want to move into a state of peace, okay? So if this ended on terrible terms, this person feels about this connection like they would at least like to move into calmer waters with you, whatever that looks like, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean like a full-blown relationship, like a romantic connection, but this person would at least be in a better state with you, if at all possible. How does this person feel about this connection? The 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. Oh. Some of y'all were in a very committed, some of y'all are married to this person. If it wasn't like an actual marriage, it could have been like long-term commitment, as in like a common law marriage. You were together that long. Like there was a long-term agreement here of the two of y'all. You have kids together. Wow. This person's feeling beat up. They want to persevere. 28 years of living together and a daughter. Wow. Yeah, see? That's what's messed up, though. That's where the frustration can come in with a lot of these connections, is that, like, these people have to lose you before they actually make any change. Like, it has to be, like, the end-all or be-all. You know, like, it's done, it's over, you've done the most, right? You have to walk the fuck away. They have to lose you before they really understand, like, the severity of the situation. That can be really shitty. That can be a lot. I'm hearing, I believe in miracles. You sexy thing. Somebody's believing in miracles. Hey, I saw that look like back to you, Tom. So some of y'all have this person praying on a star. All right, we're gonna swap decks again. Where are we going? Where are we going? Let's do this runic tarot. Best and highest message here, Spirit. Tell me about this person. What's this person's intentions for this connection? Give it to me straight, no fluff. What's this person's true intentions for this connection? We have the King of Cups coming out. Okay, so that's emotional balance. It's emotional maturity. They intend on doing the things. They intend on being somebody that you can invest emotion into. Now tell me more about this, Spirit. What's this person's intentions? We're going to look at actions in a minute. Because just because their intentions are there doesn't mean that that's how they're going to take action. It's just what they intend to do. Tell me about this King of Cups energy. What's this person's intentions for this connection? Eight of Cups in reverse. They definitely, yeah, they want to come back around. She's like, he's a bad boy. He did no-nos. He was naughty. Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh. Look at that. So for those of you that are hoping, praying, wishing on a star, there's a lot of potential here. Again, this person did the most. This person did the most. They're having to heal a lot of toxic-ish here. This person's lied a lot of manipulation here, probably some gaslighting going on. Give me one more. What's this person's intentions for this connection? The Moon in reverse. So exposing, expressing themselves, bringing things to light. The Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. This person wants to move out of this stuck energy. Or they intend. That's what they intend to do. Now, how is this person taking action? Hey, thank y'all for being here. I'm sending all that love and light back to you, Tom's 10. How could a narcissist be able to do the work? Is that possible? Okay, a true narcissist is probably not going to actually do the work. A lot of times people get caught up in their toxicities or patterns because of the way that they were raised, what is familiar to them, because they don't understand to the level that where we're at, okay, that they were caught up in narcissistic behaviors and tendencies. Whether that could be like whether they're cheated on you, whether, you know, they lied, they gaslit, you know, with the manipulation and the triangulation, you know, with the saying anything and doing anything to win, okay? They're just really having narcissistic behaviors and tendencies. That can be healed. That can be changed. But it takes a lot of intensive work on that person. Like they have to go in and really want that for themselves. And it takes a lot of hitting rock bottom for people to really put in the work for that. Now, somebody who's a true narcissist, someone who's a true, like they have those sociopathic types of traits, or been diagnosed. I'm not a doctor, okay? Y'all go do your own research. But just, you know, from what I've learned and what it is that I'm going to share my own experiences, okay? Those people, they're never going to change. It's a personality disorder. You know, it's not just behaviors and tendencies, things that they learned along the way to cope with things. It's at the core of who they are. So there's a difference there. And most of the time, a narcissist or somebody that's has an actual diagnosis or they follow those things, you know, that a lot of those people won't even get a diagnosis because they never go get help. You know what I mean? That makes sense. And that's another thing too that we have to learn is think about it. When you're in a toxic relationship with somebody that has those heavy narcissistic behaviors and tendencies, we end up adopting some of those to survive that connection. That was a hard pill for me to swallow. in my own personal situation, for me to have to be like, oh goodness, I have things that I have to heal because I've learned certain ways to survive in this connection where I've had to do, you know, to get my needs met, right? Emotionally, physically, financially, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So yeah, if this person's going to be a hindrance to your own healing from what it is that they put you through, then yeah, that's your answer right there, is that like it's just not going to work. We can send love and healing from afar, right? But we can only aid, guide, and support others in their healing. We can't do the work for them. As much as you get caught up in that you want to, you just can't. You can walk with them, but you can't do the walk for them, if that makes sense. Like, it's got to be them walking over the finish line. If you walk over the finish line, it don't mean anything for their journey, for their healing. All right, Spirit. How is this person taking action? How is this person taking action? I'm done. It's over. Moving on. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, this person's coming in. Okay. They're expressing themselves. All right. But this is where we have to be careful. All right. Because this could be love bomb. This person could just be love bombing about this connection. All right, smooth talking you, telling you anything and everything you want to hear. All right, you've heard it all before. 9, 10, 11 times. Tell me about the Knight of Cups. Clarify this for me. Tell me about this Knight of Cups. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles and the Fool. This person's really holding tight on some sort of blind faith towards this new start. All right. How's this person taking action towards this connection? The Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. This person wants to either move in, they want to take it to the next step, the next phase of the relationship. This person wants to come back and celebrate this union. I mean, look at how he's embracing her, or how she's embracing him. So there could have been a lot of time between here since you and this person's really been on that happy to see each other, grateful to be in each other's energy, you know, sharing, exchanging that longing for each other, you know, like being happy to see each other. And we have the Six of Pentacles here, which is about equal give and take. For those of you that have been hoping and praying and wishing that maybe this person would change, for some of y'all, this is this Mercury retrograde. For others of you, y'all done. Y'all tapped out. You were already over it. Exhausted from it. How's this person taking action? The World. Yeah, the Page of Wands. They're coming in hot. Okay, they want to express this news that they want a new cycle with you. And the Three of Swords in reverse. Wow. So yeah, this person could have stabbed you in the back through the heart. Betrayals. Usually by the time the Three of Swords is here, it's usually more than one. That's heavy. This person wants to heal this. All right, tell me about the Three of Swords. Tell me about the Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this person's definitely been trapped in a lot of deep regret. A lot of sadness here. This person's definitely missing you. This person could be feeling a lot of pain, or this sense of loneliness, this hard times, right? Their karma, basically, because of what they've done to you. The Hermit. Yeah, whoever's reading this person is definitely like really sitting with themselves in isolation, or like, especially when they're alone, do they really think hard about the whole situation? Whether they admit it, they say it out loud or not. Y'all, some of the people that y'all are dealing with, they have no remorse. They don't feel guilt. If they're not going to get help and they've hit rock bottom and they can't take accountability for the situation that they're in. For those of you, there's some, like your person that you're here for, that you feel like this reading is for, this person's going to therapy, or this person's actually in some sort of program to do better. You know, they're actually showing forth some sort of effort. You know, they're getting on some sort of spiritual path, you know, whatever that is for this person, right? They're showing effort, and you can see it in the actions that they're taking. All right, if you're not seeing any improvement, right, this person's not taking accountability, apologizing, you know, in their part of what they played in the whole thing, right? Yeah. You know your situation better than I do. All right. What's the spiritual advice here, Spirit? What's the spiritual advice? Best and highest messages. You don't even have any contact. Yeah, y'all, if this is somebody you're in a relationship with and you share children with them, if they're not, like, let's just say it's the masculine in the relationship, or the male, all right, or whoever's supposed to pay child support. If they're not on time with their payments, if they're coming up with the excuses of not to be able to take the kids on during their time, if they use the kids as ways to get back at you, okay, they're not going to therapy. They're not doing what it is that they need to do. They're not taking accountability. They're not showing up the way that they need to show up. Vice versa, if it's the feminine, the female, or however it is that they identify as, okay, the mother in the relationship, or the connection. If they're doing the same things, being manipulative, they're feeding the kids like icky things about dad, you know, so that it creates friction, or it creates hostility between, you know, child and parent. Like that's no bueno. They're not doing the work. They're not taking accountability, right? That's more of the same. That's one way, okay? For some of y'all, if y'all share kids with this person, that's one way you can tell if they're actually trying to make changes, whatever the gender is, okay? If they're actually co-parenting with you, because there's an understanding that, you know, there's a legacy to leave behind, you know, that it's about the kids' well-being, for the two of you to get along and to at least be able to get on the same page when it comes to them. That's one indication that you may be able to work it out with this person, right? But if you can't even come together, because it takes two parties, right? You could want to this person to be a good co-parent with you all you want to, but if they're not taking the actions or doing the work, then there ain't nothing else you can do. But if they're actually showing effort there may be an indication, you know. I don't have kids, but he has kids with his ex. Well, what does that look like? That's one way you know if you're in a relationship with somebody that's worth the effort anyway, is like if they already have kids from a previous connection, how do they show up in that connection? Are they making excuses? They blame everybody else on the other, or all the problems on the other parent. You see that a lot. You see that a lot sometimes. All right, Spirit, best and highest messages here. What's the spiritual advice when it comes to this person? We're going to pull some oracle on it. The King of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords in reverse. It seems like this person's coming through and trying to be this mature person who is wise and stable, all right? However, you're being asked to look at the situation very carefully, to observe what it is that's going on, okay? So for some of you, if you just don't know yet, maybe you need to like react a little bit and then back off and watch. Does that make sense? There's a need for more information here. And there's also, Spirit says, if this person doesn't come in like this, male or female, on their shit, stubborn, established, stable, secure, grounded, right? It's Queen of Swords mode. Access denied. I'm cutting cords. You know, you had the chance. You know, she's knife-handed. Sword upright. She's a truth teller. She's telling it like it is. It's also about having really strong boundaries. So if this is one of those connections. It's one of those on and off toxic. It's hell on earth when it's bad, but it's heaven on earth when it's good. You know, those sorts of things. Like, you're gonna have to have really strong boundaries in this connection. Like, you ain't moving on them. Like, it's in the sand. That's what it is. If you cross my boundary, then we're going to have a conversation about it. There's consequences here. There's cause and effect. You can't constantly pour into a connection where they're not respecting boundaries, right? And for some of y'all, right, you get caught up in I'm sure there's been a time or two where you could have overstepped this person's boundaries because they didn't have strong enough boundaries in themselves. That's how these get caught up anyway. That's how we get caught up in these connections in the first place. We don't honor our own worth. They don't honor theirs, right? We mirror each other. We're on the same frequency. It feels good, right? We're filling all the holes from, you know, the childhood shit that we didn't get, and it is familiar. We recognize a lot of it, right? So again, it's deep rooted. It's more than just someone wanting to be like that, and so they end up, you know, stabbing you in the back. A lot of times it's unintentional. They didn't come out with this whole plan like when they met you, you know, I'm going to cheat on this person, I'm going to lie, I'm going to manipulate, I'm going to steal their time, love, energy, effort, money. Like, they're not conscious of those things. It just ends up being collateral damage. Okay, where are we going? Where did it go? Do I have that deck out here? Let me see if I can't find my love messages deck. We'll start off with this one. Yeah, we got this one. There it is. Yeah, I got it. Cool. Okay. We got a couple decks we're going to pull from. All right, who is this for? You or them? Possible people that this is who it is, who I'm talking to, who we're talking about. Best and highest messages here. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to hear? Religious. Okay. This could be you or them, all right? There could be an energy here where someone tries to hide behind religion, or they could make excuses or something, all right? Somebody may be getting more religious. The Siren. So someone who is very mesmerizing. Okay, this could be you, this could be them. Empress energy. Someone who's very abundant. They know their value, they know their worth on their Empress shit. The Musician. So maybe this person plays music. Maybe you got had a lot of like common music interest with this person. So it's something about music. All right, Spirit, what else is here? Tell me more. The Honorable. Okay, so there could be somebody who is, they have like a high position at work. Or people look at them like they're very honorable. Or maybe that's like a facade that they put on. Okay, so put it where it fits, don't make it fit. Right, the Rescuer. This could be you or them. Okay, this person may show up as they're going to save you from all your problems. Okay, maybe this is you, where you like to rescue people. Know your boundaries. Be firm on your boundaries, rescuers. Okay, if you're those people that come in and you just feel like you just have to help. All right, we have the Materialist, right? This could be somebody who gets really caught up in materialisms. All right, we have the Innocent. Right, so yeah, you could have children with this person. All right, there's innocent beings involved. Innocent energies involved. Give me a few more from this deck. The Rebel. Somebody's a rebel. You, them, both of you. Okay, we got rebel energy here. You don't conform. Or somebody's just in their Billy Joe badass phase, okay? The Traditionalist. Okay, you or them. You could be really traditional, or that's what it is that you're seeking, or you wanted a very traditional type of relationship or connection. Okay. What else? Magician energy. Okay, Alchemist. Or you could just have somebody, this person could just be very manipulative. All right, some of you were dealing with puppet master energy. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. And the lover. We got lovey-dovey energy. Okay, we got crazy at the bottom of the deck. Y'all, some of y'all do not need to let this person back in. For some of y'all, this person needs to be committed, okay? You know your situation better than I do, okay? That won't be for everybody. But some of y'all are dealing with the whole crazy in the house. Some of y'all did have it out to get you, okay? There was a whole plot, and they get off on doing people that way. For the others of you, they didn't understand on that level, okay? It was just collateral damage. That doesn't take away from it being shitty. But they weren't trying to be evil. This person, if you were dealing with this crazy, where it says crazy, where did it go? That person evil. They got crazy eyes, okay? You can see it in their eyes. There's no empathy. There's no emotion there, right? They just give you the stare. You know what it is I'm talking about if you dealt with it. For some of y'all, their eyes will even turn all the way black. Y'all ever heard of narcissistic rage? They're literal, like, it takes up their whole color of their eye. It turns black. Or when they're on, when they're, now, side note, those of you where the entire eye goes black, you're dealing with a human being whose vessel was taken over, okay? Literally. That is some scary looking shit. Not to take away from the scary shit, like with the rage shit going on, okay? Because both of them are scary. But the other one, where it goes completely black in both eyes, and you're like staring at it like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what I'm seeing in front of me right now. That's the whole demon in the house, okay? All right, Spirit. Tell me about this connection. What can you tell? Yeah, we got addictions at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So codependency, addictions, relationships. You could have felt really addicted to this relationship. A lot of times the toxic energy, right? Those toxic relationships, they can be really addicting. It's brain chemistry, y'all. Especially those trauma bonds. Right, where they breadcrumb and they come in and they love bomb and they pull back and they breadcrumb like that. That's literal. Some of these people know exactly what they're doing. They're playing chess with you. It could be really addicting and you don't even realize. Got you addicted. Yeah. All right, Spirit. Best and highest messages here. Tell me about this relationship, this connection. It came out of the deck. Here's that addiction. Okay, somebody's working on their addiction. Listen to your intuition. This was a fated meeting, okay? You were meant to meet this person in this life. You were meant to be connected with this person in this life. This person was meant to teach you things about life in general, about you, divine intervention. But Spirit has stepped in, or Spirit did step in. Okay, this is catalyst for healing. So yeah, it was meant to happen. It was meant to be. For a time. Not everybody's supposed to live out their days with that person though. You learned what you needed to learn, it's time to move on. For others of you, you learned what you needed to learn, and it's time it's a time of connection and union, okay? Again, you know your situation better than I do. Use your discernment on your own relationship. This is general. Yep. Somebody was dealing with the player. Male or female. Okay, yep, break up. There's been a breakup here because somebody was being a player. Somebody wants to come home. Travel. Somebody's trying to travel to come home because they've had a spiritual awakening. I bet you went through your whole set of spiritual awakening when it comes to this person and the shit they put you through. Storm warning. Yeah, storm warning. Someone's fear or scared. Got very anxious or afraid. Okay. Somebody's on some sort of liquid courage. Give me a few more from this deck, Spirit. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Pentelia. How you doing? Listen to the signs and synchronicities. You may be seeing a lot of numbers, signs, synchronicities, songs. that reminds you of this person, or this person seeing a lot of songs, signs, synchronicities, numbers that remind you of them, or remind them of you. Okay, this could be like seeing birth dates or certain dates that were important for this, like anniversary dates, those sorts of things. Okay, or just numbers, like numbers that maybe y'all had in common. Could be a lot of 1111. There's 222 on that card, so it could be about, they could be seeing a lot of twos. Finances. Okay, this person could be going through some sort of financial issues. All right, this person's definitely in a lot of regret, though. Hi, Lauren. How you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, romantic feelings. Bottom of the deck. Truth. Someone may be coming out with the truth about their romantic feelings. They've had a spiritual awakening again. Magnetic attraction came out. Yeah, see, it's an intense connection here. All right, chemistry ain't a problem. The chemistry between you and this person, I mean, then we ain't got no problems there. It's the emotional intimacy that's the problem. You know? All right. If this person can tell you the whole truth, nothing but the truth, what would they say? It's collective, Isabel. I haven't started on personals yet. All right. By the way, I do have personals open. We've got 2 people in line for minis. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, at Lady Leo Spiritual. $11 for a mini, $22 for career, $33 for love, and $44 for a full extended. Okay. This person could say the whole truth and nothing but the truth about you and this connection. What would they say? I want you back. Mercury retrograde. The distance apart is killing me. You shouldn't have trusted me. Damn. Confirmation. I'm obsessed with you. Do you know what makes this person even more obsessed with you? The fact that you're holding your ground. The fact that you have some sort of self-respect. That you put the spine back where it goes, right? You found your backbone. And you're holding this person to it. I'm non-committal, so this person could have been non-committal. You're the one that got away. This person had other options. Or they treated you like you were just an option. What else, Spirit? This person could say anything and everything, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. What would they say? There's nothing restricting this person, just coming out and just saying it. There was someone else. For some of y'all, it's confirmation. Yeah, there was somebody else this person was entertaining. Now this person... Hey! Thank you for that. Send all that love and light back to you. Tom's 10. Thank you, Richard. You meant everything to me. Some of y'all, this person's claiming they're coming home. Okay, for some of you, the person that's actually doing the work, all right, they're doing the therapy, the shadow work, they're taking accountability, they're apologizing for real. They're trying to be the best co-parent that they could be, all right. For that, this person says they won't come home. They coming home. That's what they say. Okay, for some of you, this person could have gotten in so many fights that they even said that they didn't love you. They could have even said that. For some of y'all, this person purposely trapped you in the relationship, okay? So they either got pregnant by you or got you pregnant. Just to keep connections into... that's some serious shit. Okay, we have great chemistry. I told you the chemistry ain't a problem. I want to call you. This person wants to reach out if you're no contact with this person. For some of y'all, this person was all over the place. For some of y'all, this person went around the block a few times. Could have friend zoned this person. All right. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Anything else? Best and highest messages here. Yeah, see, I'm leaving them. If this person left you for somebody else, that ain't working out. Okay, it doesn't it doesn't light a candle next to you, boo-boo. All right, this person learned real quick. They made the wrong decision. The grass was not greener on the other side. If the world was ending, you'd come over, right? This person wants to know if the world was ending, would you show up? I'm definitely a Leo, Lady Leo. I'm sorry I hurt you. For some of you, this person wants to apologize, all right? For some of you, this person's done fallen in love with your ass in the distance that it is that you put between the two of y'all. Some of y'all, your person still has items of yours. I still have your shirt. If you gave this person your hoodie, a bracelet, a hat, something that was yours, or maybe this person just confiscated it, okay, they still have it. It is what it is. I healed and I'm not going back to what treated me badly. I did forgive them to make the energy. Well, that's, you know, that's your situation. And that's good. You know, if you feel like that's what's best for you, that's the path that is that you need to go on, then, you know, that's, you need to honor that for sure. All right. Give me a few more. Anything else? Anything else that we need to know about what this person would say if they could say the whole truth? Someone is sabotaging this connection. For some of y'all, that is. It was family members. Okay, this is toxic behavioral patterns that this person learned from growing up, right? Nobody took them under the wing and showed them how to be, you know, a good partner in a relationship. They were mimicking things of what they thought they were supposed to be doing, right? They said they had it, but they really didn't have it. Someone else sabotaged the connection, all right? So for some of y'all, this person's saying, you're my person. I'm sick of fighting. This person don't want to fight no more. So they're done. They're exhausted. I know I messed this up. I thought you were easy. Y'all, some of y'all, this person thought you was dumb or stupid. It's collective. How you doing, Two Blunt Tuck? How you doing, love? I'm changing my player ways. Some of y'all changed the damn player. Yeah, and some of y'all, this connection was just too intense for them. They didn't know how to fucking handle it. Some of y'all, this person didn't even mean to fall in love with you. It wasn't supposed to turn into a whole blown out connection. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They just knew that they needed you. They wanted you. So they said whatever that it was to take to get you and to keep you. And they didn't know how to maintain that. This was strictly sexual. For some of y'all, that's all it was. It was all just chemistry. That's all it was. And I love the way that you love me. Yeah, this person loves the way that you were loving on them for sure. Because nobody else does it the way that you can do it, boo-boo. Okay. All right, y'all. I hope that you found a message that resonates with you. Thank you so much for popping in and hanging out with me. This was a Mercury retrograde reading. We focused mostly on relationships. The replay will be posted to YouTube shortly, as soon as I can get it up. Be sure to follow me if you want to see me again. I'm here pretty often. If you want to get in line for a personal reading, it's Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at Lady Leo Spiritual. It's $11 for mini, $22 for career, $33 for love, $44 for extended. I'm about to get started on those. I'm going to get the cards up off the table. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. Night, night. Thanks for following, y'all. Thanks for sharing the live. Thanks for the ways that y'all show support. It helps me grow. And the more that I grow, the more that I can show up here. All right, y'all got any questions? Isabel, thank you, love. Appreciate that. So we got 3 in line right now. If you want a private reading, if you're not wanting a live person reading, or you don't want everybody all up in your business, you can go to ladyleospiritual.com. I appreciate you too, sweetheart. All right. But yeah, overall, Mercury retrograde, usually people come back from the past. This is a really intense Mercury retrograde. And since we focused on relationships tonight, I think next time we're going to focus on like career situations that may be coming back to be revisited. You may have a chance to get that thing up off the ground that you wanted to do. Okay, there could be an opportunity that's coming back around that you have another chance with. We'll look at that next time, but we focus on relationships with this reading. I think the biggest message from this whole reading was to make sure that you know your value and that you know your worth. Vedic astrology, I don't follow Vedic astrology as much as I do tropical astrology, but I do like to look at it side by side. I resonate with some of it sometimes. So like a Gemini moon is what I am. So in Vedic astrology, I'd be Gemini. So when I look at it from that viewpoint, I actually it resonates in that way too. However, I mostly read and look into tropical astrology. It's just nice to catch me live. It's nice for y'all to be here. Is it really 3:51 a.m. here already? Yeah, y'all. When I first got started, I was doing lives at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So that was 8 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock Pacific Time. And it used to get lit. It would be lit for a while. And just the phase that it is of life that I'm in right now, I can't be here until late night, early hours is the only time that I can be live. And I'm hoping eventually I can get back to more consistent, easier time to be live. I've been meeting a lot of new people. You know, my OGs, they still come to see me from time to time when they can catch me, which is nice to see. I miss y'all. And then I've been posting more to my subscribers on Instagram, my subscribers here on TikTok, and my memberships on YouTube. And I've got some other things in the works, but I'm not ready to reveal exactly what that is yet. But I hope that it makes it easier for y'all to keep up with me and what it is that I'm doing, you know, those sorts of things. I've got some courses that it is that I'm building right now, so y'all have more information about all that in the future. So y'all just stay tuned about that. So I've started on those things, but I'm still building those, so I ain't ready to talk about too much of that. I accidentally told you Vedic Big 3 another time, not the other. Oh, really? Well, me and my boyfriend get married. Do you want to get in line for a personal reading, Sheena? All right. Hey, all right, let me ring the bell for y'all one more time. We got 37.5k likes. I'm sending all that love and light back to you times 10. Again, thank y'all for all the ways that you show love and support. Don't forget to follow those of you that shared the live. I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, don't forget to comment your zodiac in the comment section down below. Yeah, any of my posts that I've been posting, y'all, I've been asking y'all to let me know what your zodiac signs are in the chat or in the comment section, because I'm going to go back and look at the most zodiacs that it is that's posting there, so I can focus more on those energies, since they're the ones that are showing up the most, you know. So anyway, all right, let me end this live. I'll be back again for personal readings in just a few minutes. Let me go get my water, let me stretch my legs, do all that kind of stuff, and I'll get started on those. Right, I think there was only, let me check payments before I hop off here just to confirm that I got it. All right, I know I've got Ethan, I've got Sheila, and Isabel all in line for readings. And let me check these real quick. Hey, I don't know what that noise was, but thank you. Send all that love and light back to you times 10. Okay. Hi, Mr. J. Hi, baby girl. What's going on? Okay, nothing there. Yes, I got Isabel. Okay. I see your little message, Isabel, so we're gonna take a look at that. We'll do a deep dive. right, yep. So we've got Ethan, Sheila, and Isabel all in line for readings. All right, y'all. See y'all in a few minutes. I love you. I love you. I love you, Star Seeds. Till next time, love and light.